Welcome to HornbillTV special explainer, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alngoli. Just recently they called us Murgis and Murgas, Come on guys, as if that wasn't enough. Now they're calling us dog eaters. Just recently social media went on a riot when two singers from Nagaland and a vlogger had some serious beef online. Now the governor of Tamil Nadu and the political party DMK are beefing it up with some meaty arguments. Right at the center of the argument is Nagaland, ladies and gentlemen. And our dogs, whether they are dinner for you or beloved family members, are right at the center of the controversy right now. Let's check this one out. The DMK's organizing secretary R.S. Bharati's reportedly unpleasant statements about Nagaland being a state of dog eaters has not really gone down well with some people in the south. So reportedly the DMK leader made some snide remarks calling the people of Nagaland dog eaters. That's what we got here. Of course, it was an opportunity for Tamil Nadu's political figures to slug it out whether it is chicken or dog meat. According to reports, it was during an event on Saturday that Bharati said Tamil Nadu Governor R.N. Ravi had been trying to cause a lot of trouble for the ruling DMK government. Ladies and gentlemen, Ravi was also allegedly purposefully not providing assent to bills adopted in the Legislative Assembly of the state there. So Mr. Ravi was the governor of Nagaland, if some of you are watching here who emerged from the rocks recently. So this is what the DMK leader allegedly said. I'm quoting him. Do you know what happened to Ravi in Nagaland? They drove him away from there. Do not mistake me. I am saying this as an example. The people of Nagaland eat dog meat. If those who eat dog meat can be so sensitive they chase away even the governor, imagine how sensitive the people, the Tamils, who eat rice and salt would be. That's what the DMK leader R.S. Bharati reportedly said in criticism of Mr. Ravi. So it gets a little awkward from here, ladies and gentlemen. The DMK leader then alleged that the day Ravi moved out from Nagaland, it was celebrated like Diwali by the people of Nagaland. He criticized the governor, that is Mr. Ravi, for not providing approval to the decision of the Madurai Kamaraj University's syndicate and the Senate to confer an honorary doctorate to freedom fighter and the veteran communist leader N. Sankaraya. Of course, he is not entirely wrong. There are some Nagas who eat dogs, but education and contact with other cultures have also taught us value systems that dogs are not for food only, but especially in the context of the modern times, dogs are not food but to bring companionship and warmth to a family. Now, people who eat dogs are a minority at best, even in Nagaland, of course. That is a truth. That is a fact. It's a minority. We can also consider the growing number of pet owners who have dogs, and the gradual realization among the Naga people that not everything that is eatable is a license to eat either. So yes, there are some dog eaters in Nagaland too. We'll plan and explain about dog meat later on in this regard, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I get a whole dog and chicken eater thing, but the claim that the people of Nagaland celebrated the governor leaving is a new thing to me. Of course, knowing how R.N. Ravi was here when he was the governor of Nagaland, you couldn't really expect him to not retort to all these accusations. Of course, Ravi went to the microblogging platform X, formerly known as Twitter, to throw more meat into the argument. The Raj Bhavan issued a statement urging the DMK leader, Mr. Bharati, to not hurt a community of which the country is proud of, meaning Nagaland. This is what Mr. Ravi said. The Nagas are brave, honest and dignified people. R.S. Bharati, a senior DMK leader, publicly insulting the people of Nagaland as dog eaters is unacceptable. That's what the former governor of Nagaland said. He urged Mr. Bharati to not hurt the community. The fight is still going on, ladies and gentlemen. Just today, the governor of Nagaland, Ganesan, took note of the DMK's leader's alleged statement. Ganesan issued a statement expressing deep sadness at what he called the recent derogatory comments made by senior DMK leader R.S. Bharti about the Naga people. This unwarranted assumption, branding the whole Naga community as dog eaters, is not only in protest but also maligns the country's diverse and dignified culture. That was the statement that the governor of Nagaland, Ganesan, issued today. Nagaland is home to a rich and varied heritage, he said again, where every tribal group brings its unique culture and tradition to India's vibrant tapestry. That's what he said. To stereotype and belittle the entire population based on the dietary preference of a few is not only disrespectful but inevitably leads to distortion of one's identity. Here, Governor Ganesan advised people to remember that eating habits are a personal choice and they do not necessarily define one's character, dignity or value. Of course, unless you're eating shoes or your t-shirts, that is definitely true. Hence, nobody should be insulted or disrespected based on such preferences. A person's culture, ethics and contribution to society characterize them, and it's not what they eat, and that was what the governor of Nagaland said in this regard. Now, this is a very big statement coming from someone who is not only the head of the state but was also the general secretary of Tamil Nadu BJP, ladies and gentlemen. As you are aware, meat, especially beef, was the subject of a controversy in the recent past in India. The idea was that the BJP was policing non-vegetarian food of the minorities. So it is interesting that our governor pointed out that India is a land of diverse communities, each with their own cultural practices, food habits, and customs. So I like that he said it's disrespectful to stereotype and belittle the entire population based on the small dietary preference of a small section of the people of the state. So I respect him for that. Now, it is not only disrespectful but something that leads to the distortion of one's identity. That's the best thing so far that our governor has said in this regard. So let's give our governor some points. The governor said further that the Nagas are dignified and a cultured people deeply committed to their rich cultural heritage. The statement offered by R.S. Bharti is an unfortunate generalization that belittles an entire community on the basis of food habits. And that's what the Raj Bhavan at Kohima said. It is important to note here that the Tamils have coexisted peacefully in Nagaland in an environment of mutual respect and understanding for a very long time. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean an entire generation of Nagas who found themselves in schools and colleges till the 90s was taught almost entirely by teachers, mostly from the south. And I think if you are someone who was born in this in the 70s, 80s and early 90s, you'll understand what I'm trying to say here. It was only during the early 90s that we began to see Naga faces in our schools. Otherwise, every one of them, our school teachers, math teachers, science, English, alternative, Hindi, everyone, almost every one of them were from outside the state, and most of this population of teachers who were not from Nagaland were from Tamil Nadu, from Kerala and Karnataka. So these were the southern states from where most of our teachers came from. Similarly, Nagas have been anyway studying and working in Tamil Nadu peacefully and with dignity. So there should be some kind of a reconciliation point in here, especially culturally. The governor of Nagaland said communal harmony that exists between the Tamils and the Naga people, either in Nagaland or in Tamil Nadu, is a testament to the immense respect that both the communities have for each other's tradition. That's what the governor said. Of course, Ganesan didn't stop there. He said the unjust remark that Governor R.N. Ravi was chased out of Nagaland is not only disrespectful but also lacks truth. I agree that Governor Ravi was not one of the most popular governors that Nagaland has ever had. I mean, he was often criticized by community leaders in Nagaland for and of course the Naga nationalist groups, and he was not really popular. But it was not like when he left, we hated him so much that we chased him out like that and packing him into one of our buses. So the governor also had a word of advice for people in leadership positions to be careful with their speech and action. Remember the time the Nagaland forest minister said something not so funny about elephants and humans in Woka? So I think the governor might also be taking into account all these reports and trying to come up with an advice that people in responsible community or government position, leadership positions, should be very careful in public in regard to what they say and what they do. So the governor urged everyone, especially those in leadership positions, to exercise caution and respect when discussing diverse cultures, and rather they should encourage mutual respect between all communities. Likewise, he also appealed to the people of Nagaland to ignore the whole dog eater statement, as it does not reflect the real voice of the Tamil people, ladies and gentlemen. I think the subject of dog meat and eating dog meat in Nagaland is still very controversial and sensitive. In regard to that, there are some sections who support it, some who don't. So I think it will be very interesting for us to organize some kind of a discussion, or at least an explainer specific to dog meat eating consumption in Nagaland. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Hornbill TV. I'm Al Nguli. See you next time.